Hello everyone, good evening. Good evening to another important session in our series of Essential VARC Concepts. In this series, guys, this series is very important for all CAT 2020 aspirants and also CAT 2021 aspirants. Why is it important for CAT 2020 aspirants, guys? I'm sure that all of you have been going through a lot of mocks, a lot of sectionals, a lot of advanced practice exercises. We've been doing it in our daily live YouTube sessions. We've been doing it in our special classes. We've been doing it in our plus classes as well. But it becomes very important, and what I've observed, and what most of you have shared with me also, that when we do so many practice exercises, when we've gone into the advanced level of questions, somewhere we are now relying only on our instinct. We are relying only on our, it's become a mechanical process of just solving questions again and again and again, and we don't sit back and analyze the reason why we are going wrong. We don't sit back and check whether you're applying the concepts correctly or not. Whether most of you tell me that you've forgotten the basics. Most of you tell me that it becomes very difficult for you to put the concepts into perspective because timing is a factor, this is a factor, that is a factor. So guys, it becomes very important to refresh those concepts. Not just refresh those concepts, but also see that why is it important to apply those concepts. Why you can't just rely on a mechanical approach of instinct and gut feeling and impulse, and it felt like option B, it felt like option D. You can't do that. You have to know what each question asks of you. You have to know what each question demands of you. That's why it becomes very important to go back to the drawing board sometimes, figure out the concepts, make sure that your concepts are clear, make sure that these are not the reasons why you're going wrong because you don't know the concepts. So that is why for CAT 2020 aspirants, the series is very important. CAT 2021 aspirants, guys, the series is a golden chance. It's a very, very important series because you get to know the basics. You get to know para summary concepts, you get to know para jumble concepts, you get to know odd one out concepts, you get to know all the essential critical reasoning concepts, so that now you just have to go ahead and start practicing, right? So it's a very important series, guys. I want you to watch every single video of the Essential VARC Concept series with a lot of focus, with a lot of attention, and implement all of these in your practice exercises. So come on, our today's topic is Essential VARC Concepts Para Summary. Call it para summary if you want to, call it author's position, call it essence of the text. It's the same thing, right? Call it by whatever name. The basic features or the basic approach or the basic concept in order to answer these questions remains the same. So come on, let's have a look at it. So guys, those who have not yet subscribed to the channel, immediately press the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? CAT4MBA Live Daily, the entire action when it comes to strategy, when it comes to approach, when it comes to VRC, when it comes to LRDI, when it comes to quantitative aptitude, when it comes to general awareness, the entire action happens on this channel, right? So you have to subscribe to the channel to be regular. आपको सीखना पड़ेगा. आपको कोई भी कंपेटिटिव एग्जाम हो गाइस, चाहे वो जीमैट हो, चाहे वो कैट हो, चाहे वो स्नैप हो, चाहे वो टिस हो, चाहे वो जैट हो, जो भी कंपेटिटिव एग्जाम है, जो भी मैनेजमेंट एंट्रेंस एग्जाम आप देना चाहते हो, द प्रेपरेशन फॉर दोज on this channel. So subscribe immediately, attend the sessions live, see the playlist, guys, check out the videos. Trust me, amazing content. Amazing content, amazing questions, amazing strategy, amazing approach. And in order to make your VARC section amazing, I want you to immediately join the VARC prep group on Telegram, Unacademy _Ritu Dudhoria, right? So everyone, Telegram pe jao, Unacademy _Ritu Dudhoria join karo. And guys, what is essential? हमको अभी प्लस का सब्सक्रिप्शन, guys, take it. Trust me, guys, your preparation, every single nuance, every single aspect of your preparation will be taken care of. You would not have even, I'm sure, a lot of students will tell you this, and a lot of students who follow me regularly would relate to this, कि guys, वो VARC concepts, वो question types जो आपने कभी सोचा भी नहीं होगा, from over the years, over the mocks, over the sectionals, over the best questions, curated questions, right, to you, and complete explanation, detailed explanation of all the areas, be it LRDI, be it VARC, be it quantitative aptitude, general awareness, any management entrance examination. And the best part is, guys, sectionals, mocks, you can watch the recorded sessions, PDFs, lecture notes, all of these benefits just by one-time subscription. Take one-time subscription and you're sorted. Your CAT preparation is completely sorted. So guys, for this preparation, for taking the plus subscription, I want all of you to apply the code Ritu MBA. Ritu MBA, और कोई code नहीं guys, सिर्फ Ritu MBA. Ritu is my name, MBA is our goal. Apply karo and all of you will get 10% off on your plus subscription. So what are you waiting for, right? Attend the special classes on the Unacademy learning app. Attend the plus courses, enroll for the ongoing plus course. I want to see everyone in the ongoing plus course. So guys, if you're already on plus, go to my profile and enroll. If you're not on plus, use the code RituMBA and join plus. Come on, let's begin with our session, guys. Let's understand the concept of para summary. Now, guys, when it comes to para summary concept, see, you have to understand this, that, okay, what is the pattern of para summary? Let me first tell you that. So para summary, yeah, the author's position or essence of the text, the pattern is you get a paragraph, you have to read the paragraph, you have to select from the 4 options which one gives you the best essence of the text, the gist of the text, the main points of the text. Now, what is the importance of this question type? Very important, because you can expect 3 to 4 questions from para summary or author's position, or you can call it as essence of the text. So it's a very important question type. It's also important because difficulty level, if you gauge the difficulty level, I would definitely say that this is of a lower difficulty level when compared to your para jumbles. So this is a question type that I want all of you to attempt. Do not miss out on it. Practice on it. Practice it and remember. So now when it comes to para summary, one thing that all of us have to get it straight is there is no option which is going to be a perfect summary. Now, the minute you understand this, you're on the right track of getting your answer option. There is no perfect summary, because every option that you get, every summary that you get is going to leave out some of the other essential point. You know, because ultimately there is going to be a 1-line summary. So the text could be a 4 or 5 or 6 lines. There could be 4 or 5 ideas. And your summary is going to, your option is going to be a 1 line or 1 sentence or 2 sentences, and it's going to miss out certain points. So no summary is going to be perfect. Every summary is going to miss out certain points. What you have to decide is which summary is better than the other. So the only way in which you can answer this question is through the elimination method, what we will call as comparison elimination. That is the only method through which you can answer this question type. Comparison elimination. Comparison elimination. Now, what are the bases on which you can eliminate an option? You eliminate an option because you feel it's incomplete, it's incorrect, or it's irrelevant. Looks vague, no? Because what is incomplete, what is incorrect, what is irrelevant? So we look at the right parameters or the right definition of incomplete, incorrect, and irrelevant. But first, get this point, guys, only through comparison and elimination. No summary is going to be perfect. So the first step in order to answer this question is you have to understand what are the main points and what are the sub points. That is the first thing. Now, what are the main points and what are the sub points? Now, when I say sub points, okay, if there is an example, what do you think? Is that a main point or is it a sub point? It's a sub point. If there is a comparison or a metaphor or an idiom or a proverb or a quotation, what are all of these? Any explanatory points becomes your sub points. So the first task, what we have to do is distinguish the main point from the subordinate points. What are subordinate points? They're nothing but your elaborations. जो point कर दिया उसको आप elaborate कर रहे हो. So if you say, okay, I feel that Sachin is the best batsman the country has ever produced, that is a main point. For instance, if you look at his track record, if you look at the number of runs scored, if you look at the number of centuries, all of these become the sub point. So first task is we have to distinguish sub point and main point. Now, and most important, now this question is in CAT 17, 18, 19, you will find that these questions have been phrased as author's position or essence of the text. So the main focus should be on the author's opinion. The main focus, you have to select an option which gives you the author's opinion. You have to select the option which gives you the author's perspective. You have to select the option which reflects the author's tone. For example, if the passage is on smoking, okay, the author clearly says that one should not smoke if one wants to lead a healthy life. One should not smoke if one wants to lead a healthy life. Now, there are two options. Generally, this is what happens. So, we get stuck between two options, and how do we select? So, guys, your guiding principle then has to be the tone. So, there are two options. One option says smoking is injurious to health. Second option says smoking should be avoided for good health. So one says smoking is injurious to health, correct. This also is, the passage says that yes, one should avoid, one should not smoke if one wants to lead a healthy life, correct. So smoking is injurious to health. Second one says smoking should be avoided. So should be avoided. Both look fair enough, but which one gives us the author's tone? The author clearly says that if one wants to lead a healthy life, one wants to live long, one should not smoke. So the author is giving an advice. The author is giving a suggestion. Select the option which reflects that suggestion. Select the option which reflects the author's tone, the author's perspective. Is the author warning us? Is the author suggesting something? Is the author praising? Is the author explaining? Is the author contradicting a point? Is the author, what is the author trying to do? What is the author's perspective? That perspective has to come across. And that is why generally when we answer these questions, I always tell you to focus on the last line of the passage. Why should you focus on the last line of the passage? Because generally the author's opinion or the author's perspective comes across in the last line. But it's not always the case. Sometimes it can be in the beginning of the paragraph also. It can be in the middle of the paragraph as well. But generally, the main point, the culmination, the conclusion, the final opinion, the author's perspective comes across in the last line. So it becomes very important for us to focus on the author's opinion or the tone. जैसे हम लोग आरसी में टोन के लिए लास्ट पैरा देखते हैं, वैसे ही पैरा समरी में भी टोन के लिए you have to look at the last line of the passage. Okay, so groundwork is laid down. Main points versus sub points का distinguish करना है और author's opinion, author's tone, author's perspective को figure out करना है and mainly look at the last line. Now let's understand the difference definition of incorrect, incomplete and irrelevant. So this pictorial representation or this will help you to remember and help you to judge कि incorrect क्या होता है, incomplete क्या होता है और irrelevant क्या होता है. Now, when do you eliminate an option because it's incorrect? If it contradicts the passage. Contradiction. Now, for contradiction, I mainly want you to focus on this word distortion. The meaning should not change. The meaning should not change. And generally, where do distortions happen? Generally, distortion happens when it comes to quantifiers. Generally, distortion happens when it comes to cause and effect relationships. So, for example, if the passage tells you that those who get a higher pay package generally own luxurious cars. They own expensive cars or they own luxurious cars. So the author says that those who get a higher or a good pay package own luxurious cars. Now there are options. एक option बोल रहा है कि the option reads this way कि in order to get a higher pay, one should own a luxurious car. In order to earn a higher pay, one should own a luxurious car. Now, if you look into this, clearly there's a distortion. Why is there a distortion? Passage बोल रहा है कि जिनके पास salary अच्छी हो, they own luxurious cars. So ये cause है और ये effect है. This is the cause and this is the effect. But the option says in order to get a higher pay, अगर आपको अच्छी salary चाहिए या अच्छा pay चाहिए, that is the effect that you're seeking, then the prerequisite is you should own a luxurious car. So यहाँ पे क्या हो गया? Cause and effect का reversal हो गया. So cause and effect का distortion हो गया, meaning change हो गया, paragraph को ये contradict कर दे रहा है. What are quantifiers? Words like some, any, more, most, many, all, few, less, all of these words. Check. Whenever you come across a word, only become cautious. See if the passage tells you that this is the only reason why this is happening. एक बार check कर लो. So just be careful when you come across quantifiers, when you come across cause and effect relationships. the meaning of the passage, the original intent of the passage should not be distorted. So a passage is incorrect if there are contradictions. A passage will be considered incorrect if there are examples, statistics, and quotations. Now, when I say quotations, I don't mean quotation as in coining a new word, let's say Big Bang Theory. No, I mean quotations as in when you're using someone else's words. For example, the option says Mahatma Gandhi once said, quotations. So these quotations we should avoid in a summary. Why? Because the summary is from the author's perspective, not from somebody else's perspective. Examples, why should you avoid? Because examples are subpoints. Statistics are subpoints. The meanings can come across, but don't use examples, don't use, the passage says, people in India rely on agriculture for their sustenance. You cannot have or you cannot select an option which says 80% or 75%. No. You can select an option which says majority of India's population. Meaning can come across. But those exact numbers, those exact percentages, don't use them. What about dates then? Dates are allowed. Dates are not statistics. 1920, 1930, dates are completely allowed. 20th century, 15th century, dates are completely allowed. Dates are not statistics. Statistics are numbers and percentages. So examples, statistics, quotations, avoid it. Now, next, when do you categorize a summary as incomplete? Main points are missing. The context is unstated. Passages about India, India is not mentioned in the option at all. Passages about the 20th century is not mentioned. So main points are missing. Now for this, guys, I want you to be a little careful. Now, main points, every option, as I told you, is going to miss out some of the other main point, is going to miss out some of the other point. Context, state, unstate. So guys, you have to compare and select which option gives you more number of points and more number of important points with the correct meaning. So, iske liye best is comparison and elimination. This option gives me 2 main points. This option gives me 3 main points. So, I'm going to select the 3 main points. I'm going to select the holistic one, provided both are correct. Now, when do you call a summary as irrelevant? Irrelevant, if it has extra ideas. Why is para summary an easy question? Because jitna passage mein diya hai, utna hi humko summarize karna hai. Nothing extra, nothing additional. So, if there is any idea which is extra, if there is any idea which the author has not said only, if there is an extra idea, if there are extra points, if there are extra suggestions, inputs, etc., immediately eliminate that option. The passage is about India, the option talks about world. Eliminate the option. There's a distortion, there's a difference. Extra points, ye to passage mein diya hi nahi hai. So these are the parameters on which you have to select an option. Now, exceptions. Now these questions, guys, always kabhi exceptions hote hain. There have been cases where we will have to select an answer option which has given us examples or which has given us statistics. Why? Because the other options are completely irrelevant, or the other options are completely contradictory, or the other options are completely distorted. So always go by comparison and elimination. Remember that as far as first elimination ground, the first ground for elimination should be distortion. Ideas not given in the passage. Then, based on comparison and elimination, you can select main points. ये point जाना चाहिए, नहीं जाना चाहिए. वो main point, sub point के बीच में थोड़ा सा ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है. But distortion is definitely not going to be allowed. So the only way you can answer these questions is by focusing on the author's opinion, the tone, the last line of the passage especially, separating the main points from the subpoints, and comparison and elimination. See, whenever it comes to any question type, remember certain keywords. When it comes to para jumbles, I always say mainly focus on language clues. When I say odd one out, I always say sentence which is not necessary or which cannot be linked to any other sentence. When it comes to para summary, the only mantra or the only funda is elimination and comparison. Okay, so guys, I hope the concepts are clear. I hope you will implement them. So this is a revision of the concepts. Remember, no examples, no statistics, dates can be mentioned, no quotations. When I say quotations, someone else's words, because it has to be from the author's words. No idioms, proverbs, flowery language, because summary has to be concise. Summary has to be crisp. These idioms, these proverbs, these flowery languages make it, they are not main points. Correct, they don't make it crisp. no distortion. The main idea should be present, nothing irrelevant, no additional facts, nothing out of context. And it definitely, because it's a summary, it should be shorter than the text. But that does not mean, you select the shortest option. No. If you find that there are two options, both are equally good, but one option is lengthy than the text, तो वो तो summary नहीं होगा. But this, guys, be careful. Generally, you don't come across options which are lengthier than the text, so don't worry too much about it. But don't eliminate the shortest option, and don't select the shortest option and tell कि ठीक है rule में था तो मैंने shortest option select कर लिया. No, basically no distortions. Main idea should be present, nothing additional, and no frills. So the first 4 points I would call it as frills. So these frills are what we should avoid. Okay. So I hope these points are clear. So in order to check our accuracy, let's try out one sample question. Okay, guys, so I will give you 2 minutes to go through this question and then we will discuss it. Come on, everyone. Focus on the points that we have discussed. Try this out and then we'll discuss it. Come on. Focus on the main ideas. Focus on the author's opinion. Come on, everyone. Comparison, elimination. I'll show you the right approach, how to read it, how to eliminate it. Just try it out first. Come on, guys. Okay, so I hope you've gone through the question and framed an opinion in mind as to what your answer should be. Come on, let's try out this question. Science seeks to understand not the rat liver or the human liver, but the liver, period. So rat या human, उसपे it does not depend, liver. All organs and processes are a great deal older than our species, having evolved over millions of years with a few modifications specific to each organism. So it says organs and processes have evolved millions of years, and just different species में थोड़ा थोड़ा change हो जाता है, थोड़ा थोड़ा modification हो जाता है. Evolution always works like this. Why would cognition be any different? What is cognition, guys? Cogn as a root word means mind. So cognition means knowledge. Our first task is to find out how cognition in general operates, which elements it requires to function, how these elements are attuned to a species' sensory systems and ecology. So the author is sort of laying out a plan. We want a unitary theory that covers all the various cognitions, all. To create space for this project, I recommend, the author's tone is coming out really clearly. It's very opinionated. He says, we want, this is what we require, this is what I suggest, this is what I recommend, this is what we should do. A moratorium. Moratorium is basically a pause on human uniqueness claims. So let's stop claiming humans are unique and let's understand all the various cognitions which are found in nature. This will allow us to develop a more comprehensive framework. Okay. So come on, let's go through the options, guys. Now, comparison and elimination. I'm sure that all of you, without a doubt, would have eliminated answer option C first. C says science cares more about understanding how cognition functions in general rather than about assisting the claim that human cognition is special. First of all, science cares. This is clearly a distortion. Okay, see, this is what this cognition and finding out a comprehensive framework and dropping the human uniqueness claim is not science's perspective. It is not what science agrees with or disagrees with. It is the author's opinion. It is what the author is stating us to do, asking us to do. So science cares, this is a distortion, and nowhere, human cognition is special. It's not about speciality, it's about unique. Unique means different from others. Special or unique, it's a distortion. It's not the same meaning. So we're going to eliminate C. For sure, C is out. B, science doesn't really support human uniqueness claim. Where do you find this idea? Where is it given that science does not support human uniqueness claims? This is an additional idea. So, देखो, cause and effect में I told you generally distortions happen. So be a little careful. It is better if we start our research with understanding how cognition of any living being works in general. Because science does not support the claim, so we should start our research. This is really a distortion. So B goes out. We should shift from claiming human uniqueness to understanding how cognition has evolved in various organisms. We should shift from claiming human uniqueness. Human uniqueness in what? Human uniqueness in what? Humans' cognition's uniqueness. Now, look at this. It is desirable to avoid. It is desirable. I recommend it is desirable to avoid claiming human cognition's uniqueness in favor of research. This is also a keyword because he talks about space for this project. What is that project? A research dedicated to how cognition in nature functions. So when you say cognition found in nature with the help of other systems. So with the help of other systems, what could be those systems? Comprehensive framework. Okay, a unitary theory. So if you focus on the last 3 lines, which option justifies the last 3 lines? I told you, focus on the last part of the passage. As far as possible, avoid distortion. So guys, answer option is A. Human cognition's uniqueness. Human uniqueness. Research, project, give space for this project. Systems, comprehensive framework, unitary theory, cognition in nature. Not cognition, how cognition has evolved in various organisms. All of these are distortions. So B, C, D goes out. Your answer option becomes A. Now, isn't the question an easy question? You will find, guys, that generally the topics which come up in para summary are very abstract topics, scientific topics, philosophical topics, not day-to-day life topics. It might feel a little dense. It might feel a little difficult, but it's just simple fact checking. That's all. It's like clerical work. You're just checking facts. You're just cross-checking the gist or the summary with what is given in the passage. So why has this question been introduced as a part of your testing methodology, testing feature for CAT? Because as managers, you need to be able to, you get hundreds of reports, you get a lot of data. How do you condense the data and make a point? How do you condense that data to make sure that your decisions are apt? How do you condense the data and remove all the irrelevant information? How you do not distort the data? How you do not add stuff to the data, add your own perceptions to the data. So this is what para summary tests you on, and exactly the same rules you have to follow. Data जो है आपके सामने distort मत करो उसे. Data जो है उसमें अपने additional inputs मत जोड़ो. जो data है आपके पास बस उसे condense करना है. So this is more of a condensation question. Okay, so I'm sure, guys, that concepts revised, you've understood this, question understood. So now nothing is going to stop you from achieving 100% accuracy and from cracking it. So guys, press the like button, share button, subscribe button, and take the Plus subscription. I want to see all of us, all of you on Plus, all of us practicing the questions together and making our way to 99 percentile and 100 percentile. Okay guys, so use the code Ritu MBA or koi code nahi, sirf Ritu MBA to get 10% off for 100% accuracy. Okay guys, press the like button, share button, subscribe button, remember the code, and any of your friends and family members, any of these examinations, ask them to use the code. Press the like button, share button, subscribe button, join the group Unacademy CAT4MBA, Unacademy _Ritu Dudhoria, and watch out the playlist and watch out all the videos. So see you soon, guys, in the special classes, plus classes, and on YouTube at 8 p.m. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care of yourself.